We're like 1 minute in. We're gonna start at like 5:31. So last song, like get ready to close it out. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Daniel, for the beautiful music. If you would stand. Okay, welcome to the 2024 Academic Magnet High School National Honor Society Induction Ceremony. I'm honored to welcome our inductees, their families, and guests here within the Judith Peterson Lecture Hall, as well as those joining us online via the live stream. My name is Carrie Renas. I'm a math teacher here and the advisor for the NHS chapter. I work mostly with NHS seniors, and my co-advisor, Ms. Van, please stand, works mostly with our NHS juniors. Our society has grown over the years, and we have several committees to address various school and community issues. Our student members have an opportunity to lead, demonstrate character, and serve our local and school community. We welcome more adults, AMHS faculty, staff, and parents to get involved in mentoring our scholars in their service work with NHS. Tonight's ceremony celebrates the academic achievements of our new inductees and marks their commitment to uphold the ideals of our society. Each of you will make a public commitment to embody our 4 pillars: scholarship, service, character, and leadership. Embracing these pillars should bring a deeper understanding of their importance and inspire you to make responsible choices and take meaningful action. Throughout the year, our chapter is dedicated to recognizing and appreciating AMHS staff, as well as supporting our younger students. For the past 4 years, we have paired NHS juniors and seniors with 9th and 10th graders to provide academic guidance as they navigate new challenges, because it's our responsibility to support the growth of new students, share strategies and advice, and foster productive discussions within our learning community. We also believe that every staff member should be noticed and appreciated, and we seek to recognize everyone who contributes to our school. Their contributions foster healthy growth for all of us at AMHS. This year, our theme is growth. You may have noticed the visuals in our opening slideshow, capturing human growth from babies to kids to teens. Growth is an interesting process. It often feels slow in the moment, but quick in hindsight. The theme of growth invites us to look closely at what it means to develop not just academically, but more holistically. The human brain is certainly part of the equation. Each connection you make, each skill you acquire, strengthens your own cognition, building your capacity to solve new problems or generate new ideas. A neural network mimics that aspect of the human mind, having multiple layers of interconnected nodes that build upon each other. Each neuron in a neural network connects to others to form a web of pathways that communicate and transfer information. Just as tree branches extend from the trunk and spread out into smaller branches and twigs, in trees, each branch supports others, creating this vast, detailed, and complex network. Through training, the connections in a thinking mind adapt, strengthening or weakening based on learned patterns, much how like tree branches grow in certain directions to maximize their resources. In Japanese culture, the art of cultivating the bonsai tree is an ancient analogy for human growth, a combination of nature and nurture. Bonsais are shaped over many years with careful adjustments made along the way to guide their form and structure. In many ways, a student such as yourself is like a bonsai, continuing to grow, adapt, and be shaped by the experiences and values you nurture. On a familiar note, one of the greatest trees on the planet is right here in Charleston. Do you know which one I'm talking about? What is it? the angel oak, the great angel oak. While nurtured through a variety of conservation efforts, this magnificent tree has stood for hundreds of years, weathering countless storms and changes. The resilience of nature tells us a lot about growth. The process of growth is not always easy or an individual journey. Nature teaches us we can endure challenge, difficulty, change if we remain rooted and grounded by the strength and support of those around us. These systems described in brains and trees demonstrate how complexity and adaptability emerge. Connections are made, ultimately growth occurs. But what I take away from these metaphors is that meaningful growth is a slow marination, perhaps methodical, yet genuinely natural. Growth is about embracing challenges, learning through effort, making mistakes, adapting and expanding our understanding and resilience over time under guidance and mentorship. Having a growth mindset is a transformative approach to learning and life. As young students are susceptible to getting caught up in fixed outcomes and comparisons, it's important to remember that true mastery doesn't come from perfection, but from a willingness to grow, even when it's uncomfortable or difficult. Results and rewards are secondary to the value of the journey. Remember, adversity, struggles are indeed stepping stones to profound wisdom and strength. Have a growth mindset. Embrace challenge and failure as part of progress. Value perseverance over outcomes and surround yourself with supportive teachers, parents, and friends to soothe those inevitable growing pains. The AMHS chapter of National Honor Society is dedicated to supporting your growth in character, leadership, service, and scholarship. Tonight, we ask for your commitment to growth in these areas because our 4 pillars are significant to your life, the lives of others, and the future of our school community and beyond. Thank you all for joining us this evening as we honor the commitment and potential for growth in our new inductees. I want to thank the many AMHS, NHS student leaders who have worked with me to plan this ceremony today. You will hear from elected student leaders who will speak about the core values of NHS later in the ceremony. I'm going to ask 2 senior scholars to come up. Both were elected to lead this year's chapter of NHS. They represent the best of who we are and aspire to be. Our presidents, co-presidents, Lindsay Gunn and Joey Shady. Let's welcome them to the stage as they lead us through the remainder of the ceremony.
Thank you, Ms. Renas. Good afternoon, everyone. We are so excited to have you all here for the 2024 to 2025 induction ceremony, welcoming you to Academic Magnus chapter of the National Honor Society. My name is Joey Shady, and beside me is Lindsay Gunn, my co-president this year. Together, we are thrilled to celebrate our community's achievements and welcome our new inductees. Having served as committee leader last year and now having the privilege to lead with Lindsay as your presidents, we've witnessed both the challenges and accomplishments within our chapter.
Through our hard work and achievements, from celebrating each member's progress to dedicated tutoring at Academic Magnet, we have exemplified what it means to foster growth within the National Honor Society and beyond. Building on our legacy of the former presidents Jeffrey Song and Bowen Gao, we believe that this year's members will be able to elevate our chapter to our highest level yet. But of course, that all begins today with you, our 103 new inductees, who exemplify scholarship, service, leadership, and character, the 4 pillars of NHS. Our speaker tonight embodies these 4 pillars and specializes in the work of growing gifted leaders.
It is my honor to introduce Miss Elizabeth McLaurin Upgrove, someone who has spent her career fostering these same values, scholarship, service, leadership, and character in students throughout our community. Born and raised in Charleston, South Carolina, Miss Upgrove began her educational career in 1997 as a middle school teacher. Since then, she has worked across early childhood and elementary grades and became a gifted intervention specialist in 2006. She holds degrees from the College of Charleston, University of Cincinnati, and the Citadel. Currently, she is the Assistant Academic Director in Charleston County School District, overseeing K-12 gifted services and talent development. Her work focuses on equity in gifted education and maximizing potential for high-achieving students. A recognized state and national presenter, she partners with Riverside Insights and Curriculum Associates to research strength-based learning strategies. Her SOS Stretch, or Support Enrichment System, is now implemented nationwide. Miss Upgrove has received multiple awards, including the 2023 National Association of Gifted Children's Gifted Coordinator Award. Please join me in welcoming Miss Upgrove to the stage.
Good evening to the distinguished scholars, administration, faculty, staff, and families of Academic Magnet High School. It is an honor and a pleasure to be here celebrating your academic accomplishments, but more importantly, your commitment to the noble mission of the National Honor Society. My name is Elizabeth McLaurin Upgrove, and I am an assistant director in the Teaching and Learning Department here in Charleston County Schools. Within that department, I oversee the academically gifted and talented services. It's really a special privilege also to be here in this hall tonight in the Judith Peterson Lecture Hall. She was the person that encouraged me to take this position, and she also acted as a very special mentor to me as I first got started in this role. So let's go back to that role, gifted and talented. Gifted and talented. The words and what they imply conjure up a dichotomy of feelings, as most people have a love-hate relationship with gifted and talented programming. If you don't mind, indulge me for a minute and give me a chance to clarify these emotions before I promise we will connect to the reason why I was asked to speak here tonight and chat with you about growth. You, as students, could either love gifted and talented programming because you got in and you got to go to the special class down the hall, or you could hate it because you didn't. Your parents, some of whom are here tonight, likely felt the same, if not worse, and they likely called us to advocate for you and let us know how much they didn't care for the system if you didn't get in. Why do parents and students feel motivated to advocate for inclusion in a special needs program like a gifted and talented program? Partly because the life of a gifted child sounds like a life filled with opportunities. And it could be, and it should be. Rainbows and lollipops and straight A report cards that lead to scholarships. Those of you who were identified may have been led to believe that life would be easier or somehow better. I'm sorry if you were misled in that way. And those of you who weren't officially identified by the lines drawn in the sand by our state policies related to your test scores may have been led to believe that you were somehow inferior or not quite as good as your peers who went to that class down the hall. I'm also sorry if you experienced that feeling. Neither scenario is true. Giftedness and talent isn't a line drawn in the sand, and it's not all-encompassing. It is fluid, it is flexible, it is malleable, it is not fixed. It can grow if you want it to, but it's not easy. And many people, including people who may be in a position of great influence in your life, may not even believe that that's possible or true. When I first started specializing in gifted education, I also erroneously thought that teaching would become easier because the students were going to be of high intellect and perhaps better behaved. Spoiler alert. That too was false, incredibly false. True, you all, and I'm going to talk about all of you students collectively, identified officially or not, you all are advanced in your thinking and abilities, but, well, You are also advanced in your thinking and abilities. Your abilities to outwit, outlast, and outplay your peers, your teachers, your administrators, your parents, perhaps the law. Yeah, you all are a lot to keep up with. But alas, that's a different speech for a different day that we don't have time for today. Back to some of my first classes of gifted students, filled with children like you. I was teaching math to 5th and 6th graders. At first glance and first introduction, my first all-gifted class was incredible. They walked into the room on the first day, balancing equations, determining rates of change, graphing slopes. They were 5th graders, not batting an eye at the 9th grade math standards that they were so eager to tackle. They seemed unstoppable. This was going to be a fantastic year. What a good professional move for me. Right up until it came time to learn something new, and then they froze. They completely shut down, like all the way shut down. Some pouted, some crawled under desks in a ball, some cried. They had to go to the nurse. Some with fake illnesses created to avoid perceived humiliation, and some with actual, true anxiety attacks, rooted in the fear of their limits being exposed. Blink twice if any of that relates to you or your life. Wait a second. What in the world is going on here? We have lessons to learn and goals to meet, data to increase, bars to raise. All of that was going to require growth. My sole job and responsibilities for these kids was to grow their abilities. I needed to show that they had mastered at the very least a year's worth of growth from September to May. And just for the record, that is not a year. And they were absolutely paralyzed, these students, when it came to learning something new. What are we going to do? Houston, we have a problem. The profoundly gifted and talented astronauts on board this mission are too afraid to solve a problem if it involves reaching outside of their current skill set or their current comfort zone. This group of students was not unique in the world of talented kids. Students who identify as gifted are part of a special needs population. I am speaking about all of you, part of a special needs population. You require specialized instruction to match your pacing and development of your precocious brains. And you require mentors that are keenly aware of your tendencies to trend towards, listen up, depression, anxiety, apathy, complacency, imposter syndrome, social emotional delays, perfectionism, obsessive compulsive disorder, suicidal ideation. I could go on, but I bet I tiptoed close enough to issues that you've wondered about, perhaps even worried about before. Blink twice if any of that hit close to home for you or your friends. After a year or two as a gifted specialist, I became a little obsessed with this double-edged sword of giftedness and the brain's research that shed light on the reasons why these children who had all the talent, all the reasons to be successful, feared growth. What I learned as a fully focused and curious adult, which is something I'm sure I actually learned as a high school student in Psych 101, but didn't remember because I wasn't fully focused and a curious adult, because I was taking Psych 101 in high school to get ahead in college. I'm sure none of that hits home for you. But it's not, I wasn't trying to get ahead because I wanted to be a psychologist or I truly cared about the content, any of that. I'm sure you can relate. Anywho, we're going to go back to the original question. Why do these talented children fear growth? Because our brains are wired for survival, not success. You have to actually choose growth to achieve success. And it's frequently, as your leader said here on this podium just a moment ago, it's frequently very uncomfortable. And your brain wants to be sure that you stay safe so that you can pass on your genes to the next generation, another topic for another time. But our brains were designed to keep us safe from an outdoor, unstable environment, not the posh first world environment that we have created here today. So when fear creeps up because you can't remember how to simplify a polynomial or balance a chemical equation, and you're afraid your friends might find out, or your teacher might find out, your brain wants to protect you from that feeling. So how can we embrace growth if we are actually wired to avoid it? You have to choose it. Like we choose exercise when we're tired, right? Like we choose healthy food when we'd rather have French fries, like I had on the way here tonight. Like we choose rest when we've been invited out to a party. Your teachers are making choice to impact your growth every day, and they've likely worked hard over the years to create environments that inspire your growth as well. In our gifted and talented department, we train our teachers to provide environments that are rooted in best practice research in order to maximize the growth of you scholars sitting here today. Think of what we do as advice for what we hope you might curate for your life as you move along. We allow students an opportunity to deep dive on their unique strengths, creating an environment where you are surrounded by what you love to think and do, so you will feel safe and inspired to think and do that thing more. Essentially, so you will grow your gifts. You come in with these innate strengths, but we have to create an environment that will nurture your growth because we have to push you beyond what you came to us with. We say, hey, you are great at this. Did you know that you're great at this one specific thing? Let's do more of that. We focus on what you can do instead of what you can't do, like what might be happening in your regular classes, where your teachers are forced to focus on the skills that you can't do and close those gaps. We surround you with people who think like you and hopefully get excited about learning like you, and they become your thought partners and your collaborators. We give you a teacher who is, or should be, trained to understand the unique nature and needs of students like you. We want them to become your coach or your mentor, not your lecturer. Someone who is deeply empathetic and recognizes the double-edged sword of giftedness and who can check in with you when they notice the warning signs of negative gifted tendencies like anxiety or depression or anything else in that long, scary list I gave you earlier. We work, parents, you've probably heard this term before, to differentiate and accelerate. We work to differentiate and accelerate what you are learning, how you are learning, and then what you are doing with your learning. We give you a curriculum that is advanced and entertaining, hopefully, and interesting, hopefully, and has real meaning and real purpose, so you don't get bored by spending too much time on things you already know. And so you can actually go beyond the current grade level expectation whenever you are ready to do so. We give you choice in how you learn and voice in how you prove your learning. We allow you to connect with your personal interests and make a real world connection and impact. Because who wants to do trivial work with no purpose for no real reason? Let's hold you to a bit of a higher standard because we believe you are ready. The environment we attempt to create for you is one that is designed to maximize growth, but our job is only really done if we encourage you to create this environment so that you will feel inspired to continue that growth throughout your life. The following are questions that we ask our students, and I hope that you'll consider asking yourself right here tonight, so you are poised to make choices that make sense for your life. Do you know your own cognitive strengths? Do you know what your brain does naturally really well? It's probably not everything. It probably does some things better than others. You should know what those things are. Do you reason better with words, with numbers, or with pictures and patterns? Are you using those cognitive strengths to help determine your life path? Are you choosing to dive deeper on your strength areas? Or are you just trying to take the hardest classes in every single area just for the credit? Blink twice if that hit home. Are you leaning in on your strengths when you're in an area that is out of your comfort zone? Are you making meaning of your new learning in ways that work for you? Are you learning to take better notes, be more organized, sketch diagrams, write summaries, synthesize complex ideas, analyze trends and data, whatever it is that works for you? It doesn't have to be that whole list. Figure it out, implement those strategies. Or are you just doing the prescribed assignments to check the box for the teacher in the grade book? Are you choosing to share your learning with others? Or are you just funneling all your knowledge into the unit test and celebrate your individual grade, and then you have to relearn it later, like I did when I wasn't paying attention in Psych 101? You should be making choices every day that cultivate a better environment for your own growth. If these things seem overwhelming, it's okay. They should. Your brain hasn't fully developed yet, and it's going to take time and practice and self-control to get to a point where you cultivate and protect your environment daily. For those of you who have studied Maslow and his hierarchy of needs, perhaps in that Psych 101 class you're cramming in high school when you could take it in college, these things come at the top of the pyramid, not the base of the pyramid. The impulsive parts of your brain, the parts that yearn to get rich quick, will try to convince you that you are somehow above this, that you don't need all of these things that others do. Perhaps your talents are so impressive that you can skip over the basic human needs that provide the foundation for all life on Maslow's pyramid. You know, the things like eating, sleeping, moving to keep your actual body alive and poised for growth. Yeah, you can't get anywhere close to maximizing your growth if you aren't doing the things to sustain basic life. I'm sorry, I'm going to pause for a moment to say I raised a child who thought she could make it through high school without sleeping in order to get better grades. That did not end well. Do not take that path. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that staying up all night, every night to get better grades is your ticket to success. It's not. That lying on the couch all afternoon scrolling on your phone is actual rest. It's not. That skipping meals to weigh less is actual health care. It's not. You must tend to your foundational needs before you can actually thrive. Blink twice if any of those things hit close to home. You are gifted and talented. Figure out what your gifts and talents are. Spoiler alert again, it cannot be everything. Your talents and gifts could and should continue to grow if you create an environment to do so. If you don't mind indulging me in a little more cheesiness, I'm going to leave you with a poem that I wrote for that first group of students I mentioned. I gave it to them, and then I gave it to every class after because I was determined to tie everything to our standards. You can have fun listening for the math vocabulary. Only at Academic Magnet would this be exciting, I think. Try not to cringe. And also, before I read this to close out, if you did any blinking, silly or not, in this speech, during this speech, I hope you contact a teacher, a counselor, a friend, a parent, me. My name's Elizabeth Uptegrove, Elizabeth _ Uptegrove, UPTEGROVE, with the same email that you have. Any of us would be happy to connect with you to help your growth and ensure that you complete high school and college to the fullest of your ability. Again, try not to cringe with my message for the 5th and 6th grade students who were solving 9th and 10th grade math problems when they walked in my door. My hopes for these students are the same for all of you. I hope you rise to every occasion and run to help those in need. Use your powers for good and plot a plan to succeed. Stay rooted in your beliefs. Find solutions that are fair. Be confident, and remember, being smart does not equal square. Be positive and challenge yourself. no matter what the test. Know that your potential is exponential when you truly do your best. Thank you. Good luck.
That was nice. Yep. Let's have one more round of applause for Ms. Upgrove, please.
Thank you, Ms. Upgrove, for speaking with us this afternoon. We are so grateful to have you share your thoughts on growth with all of us, and I am certain that it has resonated with all of us here. Now we will begin the candle lighting ceremony to acknowledge our 4 pillars. We are gathered here today to recognize you as committed scholars, asking each of you to uphold the values of the 4 pillars of our society, to adhere to your own growth, and to foster the growth of others around you as an active member of the National Honor Society. Let us remember that growth is a lifelong journey, one that requires dedication, patience, and openness to change. Inductees embrace each new challenge and experience as an opportunity to shape your character and expand your understanding.
At this time, we proclaim to all in attendance that membership in the Academic Magnet High School's chapter of the National Honor Society has been earned by the, we were supposed to light a candle. Now we proclaim to all in attendance that membership at the Academic Magnet High School's chapter of the National Honor Society has been earned by these candidates through the effective demonstration of the 4 qualities that serve as standards for the society. Members of this chapter, we will now review these qualities for the candidates. We begin with Junior Scholar Issa Jickling, elected Vice President of our chapter, who will discuss scholarship.
Scholarship denotes a lifelong commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours reading and studying, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for human education only ends with the end of a life. Knowledge is a great element in life, which leads us to the high success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, the torch guiding us to understanding the present, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the ability to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherited in scholarship. I believe this is best said by Dr. Seuss in the form of a quote we've heard from childhood and as we've grown. The more you read, the more things you'll know. The more that you learn, the more places you'll go. Thank you.
Second, let's welcome Senior Scholar Michi Zhang, elected Secretary of our chapter, to discuss service.
Service can be established in the routine of a day's work where many opportunities arise to help others both at school and in the community. A willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or public recognition is the quality we seek in our membership and promote for the entire student body. We are committed to volunteering our time and talents for the creation of a better tomorrow. As Wayne Muller says, that as we serve others, we are working on ourselves. Every act, every word, every gesture of genuine compassion naturally nourishes our hearts as well. It is not a question of who is helped first. As we attend to ourselves with compassion and mercy, more healing is made available for others. And as we serve others with an open and generous heart, great healing comes to us. Thank you.
Third, we have senior scholar Kayla Adkins, elected historian of our chapter to discuss leadership.
Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school, in taking initiative in the classroom and in school activities. The real leader strives to train and aid others to reach the common goal of success. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interest of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a school, community, or nation, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a meaningful and substantive charge to each of our members. As Jack Welch once said, before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. Finally, we have junior scholar Mateus Guimares, elected treasurer of our chapter to discuss character.
Character. Character is the force within the individual that distinguishes each person from others. It creates for us our individuality and our goodness. It is that without which no one can respect oneself nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is the force of character that guides oneself through life, and once developed, grows steadily within. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant thought and action, the daily striving to make it right and make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to others, to be rather than to seem. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, people grow through experience if they meet life hopefully, honestly, and courageously. This is how character is built.
At this time, please join us in reciting the pledge. Will the new inductees please rise, raise your right hand, and repeat the pledge after me, one sentence at a time. I pledge myself to uphold the ideals of the National Honor Society, to build a strong character in myself and others, to further the advancement of scholarship, to carry aloft the torch of leadership, to serve my school, my community, and my country, in the interest of humanity.
You may be seated. Now I would like to invite one of our assistant principals at Academic Magnet, Ms. Johnson. Ms. Johnson began her career in education as a teacher where she taught honors and grade-level English language arts for 10 years and served as a middle school instructional coach for the Berkeley County School District. She holds a bachelor's degree from the College of Charleston as well as 2 master's degrees, one in education, administration, and supervision, and one in management and leadership. In 2021, she joined Charleston County School District, where she was the secondary lead teacher in the CCSD Gifted and Talented Office. Ms. Johnson's work in this department has led to significant growth, with a 7% increase in secondary students identified as gifted and talented, and a 66% increase in College Board Advanced Placement certified teachers. She has been recognized for her exemplary performance in both teaching and leadership roles, with a consistent interest in gifted curriculum instruction, personalized learning, equity, and diversity. She has served on the Test Data Review Committee at the state level for the 2024 SC Ready ELA 6 through 8 test and as a Knowledge Works 2020 Personalized Learning Community Fellow. She currently serves as a member of the Diversity and Equity Committee for the National Association for Gifted Children. She is a trained teacher mentor and teacher evaluator and a member of CCSD's Instructional Framework Steering Committee. Ms. Johnson has also hosted the district-level academic bowl on Thursday evenings for the past several years and plays an important role in the Achieving Charleston Excellence program. So without further ado, please welcome Ms. Johnson to the stage.
Thank you very much. As they were reading, I said, ooh, is that me really? Yes. I have to credit Ms. Updegrove, who just slipped out, for a lot of what I know and what I do as far as gifted and talented is concerned. And I worked under her when I first came to CCSD. And that work has just been life-changing for me. Okay, I will now invite to the stage our PIN and certificate officials, internal tutoring coordinators, Zach Butler and Jill Gunn. Inductees. Inductees, as your name is called, please step forward onto the stage to receive your tokens of membership. Nate Aaron. I apologize. We're starting with the seniors. Elaine Chen. Isabella Costa. Lila Enter. Alexis Flores. Anna Fox. Louisa Garrett. Dean McCulloch. Forrest Norvell. Lisbeth Perez Manuel. Molly Quinleven. Augustin Riviero. Emilio Rojas Perano. Olivia Smith. Susanna Spath. Haley Taylor. Raymond Wang. Ian Williams. Lane Yarbrough. Eliza Zhang. Now we're on to the juniors. Nate Aaron. Marley Abdumalik. Amy Adeva. Adith Ayandra. Leah Bag, Billy Bear, Ayush Bansag, Elena Barber, Dura Bayram, Jacob Buke, Chase Broadway, Margaret Brock, Braden Bunt, Sophia Kattendig, Chi Chen, or Chai, sorry about that. Evie, is she here? Evie is here? Okay, oh, apologize. Carson Clark, Frederick Claus, Henry Cole, Hannah Collins, Sophia Easterbrook, Alex Eastman, not here either, okay. Olivia Elko, Rowan Engelke, Cameron Erdy, Caitlin Farr, Ella Ferguson, Mason Fisher, Mateus Gumares, there he is. I know the first name. Jill Gunn, Jace Gutting, Francesco Hamilton, Daniel Wang, Chloe Wang, Kenzie Jacobson, George Janchi Kiewicz. I'm sorry for butchering your name. Issa Jickling, Hannah Johnson. See, that's an easy one, like my last name. Jordan Johnson. Madison Jolly. Avraham Lieberman, not here, okay. Whitney Limbert. Helena Lloyd. Theodore LaRusso. Tiana Malowarache. Close, maybe. Louise Martin. Charlie McElroy. Bennett McKnight. Hayden Moody. Stephen Moody. Madeline Moy. Luke Nesselrode. Vanessa Gwen. She's not here, okay.
She's gonna go after. She's going.
Okay. Madeline O'Connor. Lillian Patterson. Jenny Pellick. Yamil Perez. Gabby Perone. Dylan Rhine. Nora Richards. Jordan Roberts. Liam Rohrbacher. Yes, Rohrbacher, yes. Alyssa Rowell. That person isn't here, right? Okay, okay. Kate Salvatelli. What about Matthew? Matthew isn't here either? Okay. Eli Sherman. Paul Simmons. Okay, Paul Simmons. Egan Smith. Emerson Sprott. I didn't read that. Kate Staley Smith. Iris Steele. Campbell Stoklosa. Close. Winfield Swing. Joseph Tierney. Max Tippy. Molly Toombs. Abigail Trolley. McKenna West. Matthew Westbury. Amaris Went. Suguri Yamaguchi. And E. Kani.
And finally, Vanessa Gwen.
Congratulations to all the new NHS inductees. We look forward to seeing you do great things here at Magnet. And for those who are absent, I also want to congratulate them, and we'll get their certificates and pins to them at a later date. Thank you.
Although not all of our returning senior members can be here with us today, some are present as members of the Induction Ceremony Committee, and many others are watching on the live stream.
As we move towards the conclusion, we would like to thank our advisor, Ms. Renas, co-advisor, Ms. Van, the leader of the Induction Ceremony Committee, Issa Jickling, and the members of the Induction Ceremony Committee for their hard work in making this year's induction ceremony run as smoothly as possible. Thank you as well to our secretary, Ms. Ryan, and to the CCSD Division of Strategy and Communications, Michael Robin, Stephen Wyatt, and Todd Shaper for helping with the technology aspects of tonight's ceremony. Thank you to our media specialist, Dr. Russell, our bookkeeper, Ms. Knox, and our administrators, Mr. Perlmutter, Ms. Gigi, and Ms. Johnson. And a very big thank you to the Charleston Flower Market for donating flowers to our ceremony. The Charleston Flower Market sponsored our ceremony tonight, and we appreciate their support. Guests, please choose Charleston Flower Market for your next floral purchases.
In closing, as a part of our member to serve communities in need, we ask that you support CCSD's Hurricane Helene Relief School Supply Drive. In the tragic aftermath of Hurricane Helene, CCSD has held Western North Carolina in its heart as residents and families recover and rebuild their community following the devastation that occurred earlier this month. CCSD has decided to adopt Mitchell County Schools in Bakersville, North Carolina. Mitchell County Schools are currently sending students home weekly with activity kits for students to complete while they wait to restart school. In support of their students and families, we are collecting a range of school supplies to help students of all ages in their 7 schools. Please consider donating any of the following items listed on the screen through November 8th, this Friday. Drop boxes are now located in front of all CCSD schools, including the key area here at AMHS. Thank you all for attending our National Honor Society induction ceremony. Feel free to join us in the cafeteria for some food and drinks sponsored by our AMHS parent organizations, Partners in Education, also known as PI. We will also have Bring the Hype and AMHS student band. Thank you for your support and attention this evening. When leaving, please exit through the back door.
Thank y'all. Boom.